here to put the best in each of our residents. And it's like a holistic approach, but person-centered.
We make a difference, we bring joy, and we add spark.
It's about advocating for others. It's such a privilege and an honor.
What you can do for them, being able to communicate. It's about making sure that people feel valued.
Creating meaningful connections and enhancing quality of life.
Our magic lies in connecting with others and letting them know they're never too late.
We are called to understand.
We spread aroha, we spread love.
We see the best in people.
We make dreams happen.
We are the ambassadors of passion and purpose.
We are hard workers.
We are meaning makers.
Hauora! Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Korero Live once again. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and thank you for being patient with us because we had a few technical glitches, but we're here now and we're ready to spend another few minutes with everybody to talk about the importance of diversional and recreational therapy as well as holistic wellness and well-being. So, good evening, everyone. Ko AJ Toko Ingoa, no Bacolod Pilipini Ahaw. So, I'm AJ. I am your National Executive Treasurer, and I am very, very happy to have with me here tonight our very new executive registrar for the New Zealand Society of Diversional and Recreational Therapists Incorporated. Join me, ladies and gentlemen, in welcoming on our virtual floor, Yuri. Yuri, how are you tonight?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. So hello everyone, my name is Yuri. I am the new National Registrar, and it is still a work in progress. So thank you everyone for our registered DTs renewing and our certified diversion therapist that's registering, for being so patient with me. I'm still learning, but yeah, it's a good role. When I heard about that, the opportunity, I applied for it, and yeah, there's been a lot of support from the board, and especially from Lorraine and from AJ and Arcadia for making sure that I settle in well with the role. So yeah, it's been an adjustment, but it's been a fun adjustment so far. Yes, thank you for welcoming me.
Thank you very much. Yeah, awesome, Yuri. Thank you so much. Look, one thing that I can really say, one thing that I can really highlight in your journey to get on board the leadership of the New Zealand Society of DRT is your commitment and your appreciation for being a registered diversional and recreational therapist, because I can really remember that you are actually one of the first a registered DRT that did it so fast, did it quickly. You were literally counting the days till you get those 3,000 hours. And then once you got that 3,000 hours, you applied right away. So really important that as a registrar, you also value the importance of being registered yourself. And may I just say that I think for our members who wants to register to get that national registration, now is the time, because Yuri is on fire. So kudos to Colleen and Lorraine and all the other registrars that have been keeping the gate. But now that we have Yuri really learning, and let us all support him, and let us all also value being registered. So aside from being a diversional and recreational therapist, Yuri, since we have a little bit of time now, let's get to know Yuri better. What keeps you busy after work, and what keeps you, filled and your tank filled yourself?
Yeah, well, I've been in a little bit of like a fitness journey this year. Lately after work, I've just spent it with it's like a boxing training, and then on the weekends I make sure to go for like a pickleball game. I went today actually before this. Yeah, did our
Nice.
quick
Yeah.
pickleball
I,
game.
and I think that's very important that we really continue to do wellness ourselves as well. And I think
Mm.
pickleball is the new trend.
Yeah,
I'm seen it becoming very very popular. So
yeah,
yeah, let's
very
watch
much.
out for that. You gotta teach me how to do pickleball. I mean how to play pickleball next time.
Yes,
Yeah.
for $2. I'm kidding.
All right. So before we get
Mm.
cracking with our Korero tonight, let us
Yeah.
greet some few people, some few members that are here with us, joining us in this very cold, Auckland cold anyway,
Yeah.
night. So hello to Jessica who is in Taranaki. Hi guys. And thank you so much. Jessica also
Hello.
launched her new business, so let's watch out for that. And support our fellow DRT. AJ Sick, Arrow, and X. I think it's a party down there. So hello to you guys. And Marissa, go Yuri. Oh, you have a fan here, Yuri,
Hello,
that is
Marissa.
joining us tonight as well. So for all that are watching and all that are joining us tonight, if you can comment down where you're from and how cold is there, how cold is your temperature at the moment? Because here in North Shore, Auckland, it is 9 degrees tonight, so it's really officially winter, and that's what we are going to be talking this evening. So, kia ora koto Tefano, and welcome to tonight's Korero Live once again. So, we're so glad you can join us on this important conversation entitled When the Sun Hides. So, diversional and recreational therapy responses to seasonal slumps. So, we will be understanding how the change in season and as the days grow colder and shorter, many of us begin to feel the weight of winter on our well-being as well. And so, people that we and so for the people that we support as well, of course. If we feel the weight of winter, how much more them, right? So tonight we'll be unpacking how, as diversional and recreational therapists, we can respond to these seasonal changes with compassion, with aroha first and foremost, creativity, and practical tools that we can use.
Yes, thank you, Tanakoto Katwa. And yes, it is really winter now. My feet are very cold right now. But yes, and winter it affects our residents and ourselves. It affects our wairua, our hinangaro, and even our motivation. And especially for our resident who are in aged care, and they typically have limited mobility, so reduced light and limited time having access for outdoors. It really impacts their mood and their energy. And for some, it can even trigger seasonal depression, and that's where we, as divisional and recreational therapists, come in, where we can make create warmth, connection, and purpose.
Kapay. Right. So before we go, we'll read some of the comments. Here we go. So I said 9 degrees is in
Mm.
North Shore. Look at that. Elizabeth Musselin and Caitlin McDowell, both in Timaru, says hi. Very icy with snow around them. Look at that. 5 degrees. Oh my goodness. I think they take the crown tonight of the coldest
5 degrees.
viewer. I
Oh,
mean, Taranaki, Jessica said freezing cold as well in Taranaki. Can imagine the ice cap
five
mountains in
degrees.
in our Maungar now, 5 degrees as well. Hello, madlang people. Jomar, Stefan, Purisma, Ripa. Yeah, hello there. What's up, madlang people? Yes. Orquídea Tamayo Mortera, looking great. I am from Mexico, and in Mexico, it's 50 degrees.
It's
There you go.
scorching hot today.
Yeah, where she came from today because of reminiscence therapy that we are going to applaud. Congratulations to our diversional recreational therapists that have attended the Sporting Memories today with the Sporting Memories team and Orquídea, of course, leading that. So this is the first in New Zealand. So congratulations to be able to get the certification in Sporting Memories facilitation first in New Zealand for all the team that have attended today. So well done, Kate Pai, and we will get to know more of that in a publication or in a write up soon, right? So let's get cracking. Let's first unpack, Yuri, what seasonal slump means, or what does it mean when we say, seasonal slump. So in simple terms, it's actually the dip in energy, motivation, and mood that many people experience during the colder, darker months of the year. So scientifically, this is known as SAD, or SAD, meaning seasonal affective disorder. So this is a type of depression that occurs at a specific time of year, usually in winter. So SAD, or also known as the winter blues, is associated with a drop in serotonin, which affects the mood, and imbalance in melatonin. So we know that these two hormones are very, very important in our holistic wellness, as serotonin is our happy hormones, while our melatonin controls our sleep as well. So once sleep is affected, mood regulation and our, wellness cycle will be affected.
Yeah, and some studies also showed that the lack of natural light, especially I don't know about other places, but in Auckland it's been raining. The whole week it's been raining, so yeah, lack of natural sunlight. It affects our internal biological clock or our circadian rhythm, which leads to low mood, fatigue, and even cognitive changes. And for our older adults, in particular, are more vulnerable to this because they have limited mobility. And yeah, so because of that, they already have decreased access to sunlight. And yeah, and sometimes we can see our residents that they appear more tired and quiet, but it can actually be a physical response to having less access to daylight and having less social interaction. Yeah, yeah, some signs to look out for, as I've mentioned earlier, increased sleep and fatigue. So your residents, you'll notice them being more sleepy even during activities, withdrawal from activities, not wanting to attend, appetite changes or ups and downs of your appetite, and then feeling sadness and loneliness, of course. Yes.
Kapay. And understanding the physiological and emotional impact of seasonal changes would allow us to be more proactive and empathetic with our approach, right? So that's why it's really important to acknowledge that it is a thing. Winter blues is a thing, and we need to put that in our awareness so that we can respond to it with aroha, with compassion, and with strategy, how we can get over it. Because at the end of the day, we are diversional and recreational therapists. That's who we are. We face challenge and we plan to approach challenge like that. So the most important question is, what can we do so that what is our favorite DRT response to seasonal slump, so that we can continue to enhance the quality of life of the people that we care and support? So do you have some suggestions, Yuri?
Yes. One thing we can do, creating a cozier atmosphere. I mean, if you're facilitating an activity, you would notice that there's a difference in mood when it comes to lighting, right? So if you want to create more cozy atmosphere, think about fairy lights, warm blankets, music, or shaded spaces, or you can even put on a fireplace on the screen to make it more cozy. Having a good routine is also one. So consistency helps with mood regulation. Do some mood lifting activities. Yeah.
Can I just interject there in your structured routines, Yuri, and creating a cozy atmosphere? I think this is also very important for us, diversional recreational therapists, to really be aware that sometimes we say that we are adaptable and we are flexible, and when our residents in the situation arrives, we say that we just go with the flow. Well, that is good for most of the time, but in some cases, like for example, they woke up at around 7 o'clock and the day is very gloomy because it's raining, it's dark because there's no sun, and we just say, okay, let's just go with the flow, let's let's just get out of bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and let's keep the lights dim and all that. So that that's the mood, and we have to be adaptable. The intention is good, the logic is good, but scientifically, that will disrupt the entire routine. And Yuri was saying that structured routine is important. That's why, if we want to have better sleep, if you want to have better motivation, once it's 7 o'clock, 7:30, that it's time to get up, we have to put on the lights. We, like you've said, put fairy lights on, put psychological, environmental intervention, such as fireplace in the TV, so that we can feel the warmth, and they would be motivated to get up. Because if we extend it to 8:30, it means that their sleeping time will also extend longer, and it will disrupt the circadian rhythm, disrupt the sleeping patterns. So structured routines and structured timelines are very important, right? So I think that's a great awareness for us tonight. What else can we do, Yuri?
Yes. Main ones, mood lifting activities. It depends on what on your residents. Of course, they're all different, but some examples would be arts and crafts, music, movement or exercise, storytelling, some like reminiscing, sort of that. Yes, you can do some group exercises, seated games, laughter yoga, quite effective. And yes, sharing seasonal treats as well, and comfort food tasting activities. I mean, food always uplifts the spirit. Yes, and yeah, get creative with what you want to apply to your residents and cater it to how they are. I think, yeah.
Yeah. I love the sharing seasonal treats and comfort food tasting. Food always gets us connected and gets us motivated. So that was wonderful suggestions. Say, if I can add some few more, we can also interject nature, as we know that a lot of our out and about van trips, garden walks, and all those activities will be slightly canceled during this season because of the weather and because of the cold. So bringing the nature in can also be a good alternative. So use seasonal themes like harvest, winter blooms, even bird sounds or virtual gardens that we can play around in our sensory garden. Also, sensory stimulation like warm water play, and of course, we have to manage the risk of warm bags and the warm bean bags, the risk for burns for our residents. But those are really nice sensory stimulation activities that we can do. Hand massages and even aromatherapy that stimulates the senses and stimulates our being can be good strategies to respond to the seasonal slump.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned earlier, reminiscence therapy. We can do winter stories. It can be new stories or from back when they were younger, back in their days. Traditions, if they have some traditions, or you can start new traditions even. And you can even bring cultural connections. We have our Matariki coming up soon, so that's something to keep in mind. And yeah, of course, other events as well that you can think of. Yeah.
Apay. Yeah, very important that we celebrate the Matariki more with intention and more with awareness. So I know that many already of diversional recreational therapists have filled their kete and filled their bag with awareness and with tools to understand this very important cultural celebration for our Maori brothers and sisters, Matariki. And that's why, as much as we celebrate Christmas, Easter, St. Patrick's, and all those meaningful events, Matariki we should do it with the same effort as well. So thank you very much, Yuri, for those suggestions. So before we continue, let's go back to our comment section. Let me just open this up here. Yeah, Jomar is saying hi to Laika, who is in the Philippines, which Laika is letting us jealous, making us jealous because Laika says it's scorching hot here in the Philippines. Well, yeah. Mark says 0 degrees there in the Philippines with Edgardo and Kent. Hello there. Suzanne Nalepa in Christchurch is 5 degrees as well. So yeah, keep warm and bring our own. Let's always bring our own sunshine. Rachel Matua, hello there. Cold in Tawa today as well. And Annalise Stain, hello, good evening.
Annalise.
We hope, Annalise, that you are keeping warm there and bringing your own sunshine and the smile. Kapay. So let's continue. With saying that, those are wonderful suggestions, and I think our lovely diversional recreational therapists that are watching tonight have lovely ideas as well, each that fits their own home and their own facility beautifully and uniquely. So if you wanted to share, please just write them in the comment section so that people that are watching the live after this recorded will be able to see what other activities that you can do to battle slump and battle the winter slump or the winter blues for our residents. But it's very important to put our residents first. But one big reminder that we will have to talk about tonight as well is that we will have to look after our staff too, our staff and team who will be affected by the winter slump as well and the winter blues. So we should be able to think of planning wellness sessions for our staff and for our team, such as casual social moments like hot chocolate mornings, involve them in a hot chocolate party or shared soup lunches. Oh, soup is very, very perfect tonight. Before this, Yuri and I have shared soup as well, and just a comforting feeling to have a warm meal and a warm soup and a warm conversation with a friend or a colleague. So that's really, really important. So if I may ask, Yuri, in your workplace, what do you do to ensure the wellness of the team is checked and encourage and motivate each other?
Right. For our team, we do love to go out a lot. We go out to eat. We celebrate together. Each and small wins, we celebrate it. We have a lot of shared lunches, that's for sure. At least once a month. And yeah, we like to go out, go camping, hiking, all of that stuff. Just keeps us closer together, makes us work better. Yeah, and I think that's very important. Working together.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean it's an investment that going out means spending money,
Yes.
but those are money well spent,
Yeah.
especially if you invest it in yourself and your wellness too, because you can never give what you don't have. So if
Yeah.
you don't care for yourself, how can you give care for others? So that's why, yeah, every time that you spend, especially for food, justify it and say that this is self care. Don't feel guilty. Hey. Yeah, and especially for activities such as well that are very healthy, like pickleball or board games. So if I may share, Yuri,
Yes.
even if you're not asking,
Go for it.
and Yuri knows this because yeah, I am unapologetic about my mahjong. So if my mahjong sessions are disrupted already, it means that I have to check my schedule because it means that I'm doing too much and I need my mahjong session. So that's why thank you very much to all my mahjong buddies out there. Thank you. I mean, Jomar, we have a long overdue mahjong session. We need you. Right. So please check on yourself and fill your tank as well. Let's continue to say hi to our viewers. Sima Chetri, hello. Elisha Colleen, hello there, mommy. We hope that you are keeping warm and keeping all your baby chicks there warm and well as well. Lucy Do, regular team building is their suggestion. Absolutely. 5 degrees in Blenheim. Hello, Livain Albites. Hello there. And we have Sanjana Rohit who's saying 4 degrees in Stratford.
We have a new
All right,
winner.
so keep warm. Get those warm blanket. Cat G Tab says hi, and hi Yuri
Hello.
with a lot of and hi AJ with a lot of exclamation. That keeps us warm. Thank you guys for for joining us tonight. So let's continue, Yuri, with talking about bringing light into these dark days, because darkness is very longer. It's longer this season. At 5 p.m. tonight, there was already sunset, and it will not rise. The sun will not rise until like 6:30 or 7 again. So how can we do about
Yes,
that?
well, as diversional and recreational therapists, we bring the light both literally and figuratively, with our fairy lights and our warm attitudes towards our residents. We create a
Absolutely.
space where people will feel seen, connected, and alive. Even though outside is very cold and gray and you have to stay inside, crank up the heaters and widen the smiles and make sure our residents feel nice and
Top
warm.
five.
Yes.
Agree 100% that no matter the weather, diversional and recreational therapists brings our own sunshine. So we want to encourage everyone to keep showing up, keep bringing joy, even in small ways. You never know what that one activity, that one smile, that one, kindness might be the highlight of someone's week. And I think that that's
Yes.
powerful. And really remember that no matter the circumstance, no matter the bad day or the bad week that you're having, or the dark and the cold day that you're having, always bring your own sunshine and always take care of yourself. So that's really, really
Yeah.
fabulous. Let's go back to our comment section for the last time. If we've missed anyone, I think we've got everyone here. Yeah, so Arcadia again, we just like to acknowledge Arcadia and the team today for the sporting memories workshop in Rafite. And Rafite Estate, we would like to say thank you very much for sponsoring the venue for today's event. We're really proud that this is the first in New Zealand, and we will continue to work hard to bring history and historic events, and bring firsts in New Zealand, with what do you call this, with our work that we do. So let's continue to think outside, expand our borders, think outside the box to continue. Once again, this is Yuri, who is our registrar, and I think I wanted to share this with you, Yuri. Do you know
Yes.
that in nursing, New Zealand is one of the in the history books that is the first how do you say that, the first nurse that was registered, the first registered nurse is in New Zealand, and her name
Oh,
is registered. Sorry, I'm quickly googling it. Yeah, her name is Ellen Daughtry. She is the first registered nurse in the world, and she is a Kiwi, a New Zealander, and she was registered because New Zealand was the first to pass the Nurse Registration Act in 1901. And I think that that's beautiful, that we are the first in the world to be registered, to have registered nurses. And Yuri is guarding the gate with our registered diversional and recreational therapists. So let's really continue that mahi, keep that mahi. Let's support Yuri, and let's support the registration board, Jackie, Kim, and Candice, and our executive board as well, during this season of transition and season of changes, and a season of reflection that is Matariki. So we say hello to Carrie Burrow as well, Sunny in Westport. Ah, that's beautiful. And I'm pretty sure that it's sunnier because of the smiles of the DRTH. So I know that we wanted to keep on talking and talking, and wanted to be with all of you, because we cannot stop talking about diversional and recreational therapy, the importance of our role. But as all good things must come to an end, we are out of time. So we will be ending our Korero live again, and we will be sharing with you some final takeaways that we have for tonight's conversation. So Yuri, what is your highlight for our Korero tonight?
Right. Always start small. One warm interaction can break the winter chill. So start small. Don't overwhelm yourself and the residents. Start small. Connect with your team. Two heads is always better than one. Share ideas. Support each other. and running the activities, support each other outside of work. And of course, don't forget our cultural events like the Matariki, which is upcoming soon. Yes. And
Kapay, to make it more meaningful and heartfelt, eh?
that's right.
I think you've said it all. I think that's beautiful, Yuri. And one thing that I can just add on to that, I mean, two things. Always reflect on your well-being too. Always look after yourself too. Because again, you have to fill your cup so you can pour into others as well. And keep things like light-hearted. Even laughter is therapeutic. So sometimes when things are tough and it's becoming too heavy, just let go and just let life run its course and just laugh it and smile through it and whistle while you're at it, whistle while you're working. All right. So I think that's beautiful final thoughts and that's beautiful reflection. So we have to say goodbye, Yuri. I'm gonna hand it over to you to say your final words to our members and as we welcome you once again to our leadership of the New Zealand Society of Diversional and Recreational Therapists. So what do you want to say, Yuri?
Yes. Well, thank you for everyone for joining us and for I actually got quite a few emails welcoming me to the role, and I'm very, very grateful for that. Emails and messages, actually. Yeah, very thankful for all of the warm welcome and the warm messages. Yes, so just be a little bit patient with me. I'm getting used to the job, and I'll do my best. And looking forward to connecting with our registered and members who wants to register as well. So just send an email if you have any questions, and I'm we get in touch with you as soon as I can. And yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's a good session today.
Amazing. And that's all we can ask. That's more than the best that we can ask for, Yuri, which is your best effort. So we have seen your passion and commitment, and that's more than we can ask for. So thank you very much, and thank you very much everybody for joining us tonight, this evening for another Korero live session that we will have. Winter can be tough, but as diversional recreational therapists of Aotearoa and around the world even, we know how to turn the gray into gold. Let's keep bringing the warmth, the fun, and the whanaungatanga into every corner we can. Kia kaha, and we'll see you at the next Korero. Stay warm and always bring your sunshine. Good evening, everybody. See you next time.